Alright, what up guys? So this week we're going to be continuing the Baxter of California line, along with also touching on an oil base that we just received from Australia. If you guys follow the blog, you guys already know what I'm talking about. But so today we're going to be looking at Baxter of California cream pomade. So if you guys remember from last week, we also looked at their hard cream pomade. And so that was basically essentially the same thing we were seeing here. However, it has like a stronger hold. And just that's like the main characteristic, or rather the main difference between the two products. But going ahead and to start off, we're going to go look at the jar and kind of talk about the aesthetics of the presentation. Alright, so here is the jar. As you guys can see, cream pomade, light hold, soft finish, and Baxter, California. It's the same type of polished black plastic twist top as we've seen on the other jars. It also has a thick glass jar for the rest of the body. This is 2 ounces of product, ingredients, and whatnot on this flap side right here. And then opening it up, you see the cream pomade itself. It has a much wider finish than the other hard cream, and you can also tell just by the look that it's a lot softer as well. And actually had a lot better experience with this product over the hard cream. So let's go ahead and start styling, and I'll tell you guys what I'm talking about. Alright, so first off, the scent is just like any of the other Baxter hair products. We've seen like the same citrusy, like slight musk type of smell, and it's like pleasing. It's really refreshing. It's nice. It's not like an immature, overly sweet or fruity citrus scent, but it's nice. It doesn't pack much of a punch, thankfully, and it's really light and just goes well with everything else. Alright, so application. This thing scoops out almost like a lotion, to be perfectly honest. It has a texture similar to Anchor's Teddy Boy Matte, but even like creamier. So as you can tell, or rather as you can barely tell, it's almost like lotion. And this makes it really easy to apply. But at the same time that it's light, soft water pomade from Baxter will probably be easier to apply just because of the fact that it's such like a nice and like wet pomade. This one is creamy, and so once it applies to the hair, or once it loses some of its like wetness, it becomes slightly sticky, nowhere close to the hard cream pomade, but it does become slightly sticky, which makes it a little bit more difficult to apply, but that's only relative. It's still an extremely easy product to apply, as you can tell already. And so just to kind of summarize on the hard cream pomade review, so we can kind of put it on the baseline for this product. Hopefully you guys have already seen it. If not, go watch it, but I'll go ahead and summarize it anyways. The hard cream pomade was a good product. It's meant for texture and kind of like a nice loose styling of the pompadour. And in all honesty, that's what it gave me. So when styling the pompadour with it, it was like a pretty light pomp. Good height though, and like overall like good shape. You have like a little puff on the sides and stuff, so it's like a very natural looking pompadour. And so the hold was not actually too strong. It's more in comparison to other water-based pomades, not in comparison to other cream pomades, but just water-based products in general that we've looked at. It would be kind of like a medium weight pomade. And so this one being a lighter pomade, this one's more like a medium to light, which may actually be beneficial to us because you guys remember from the Anchor's reviews, that matte, that medium, that slightly lighter product really made a big difference in terms of styling like a really nice and natural and like classic traditional pompadour, rather than one that is like kind of overwhelmed, constrained by the strength of the product. So with the product all applied, we'll go ahead and start slicking everything back. As I comb everything back, I hope you guys can really tell just like how soft this pomade is, and rather like how easy it is to comb through. Like the product did advertise a soft finish, and right now we are seeing a nice and soft finish. So with the hair all slicked back, I am going to go ahead and form my part now. Also, something to note, with a lot of water-based products, I know a lot of you guys have complained about it before, and I completely agree with you guys. Some water-based products really just start drying out your hair. Some of the really affordable products, such as like Suavecito, um, you in a way kind of get your money's worth, because I know a lot of people can agree with me after I wear something like Suavecito, like after like kind of getting out of the shower, my hair feels extremely dry, not just like unusually dry. And after repeating that product for like a few days, my hair starts feeling like significantly like less healthy. There's like something not right. Thankfully, for the majority of water-based products, though, um, that is not the case. Yes, they do cost more, but you don't get that like dryness in your hair, which is extremely undesirable. Um, Baxter, just to comment on them really quick, like I haven't had that issue with any of their products, whether it be the hard water, the soft water, hard cream, or the cream pomade. Like I haven't had that issue. And between like Baxter and Anchors, those are probably the two products that I've like haven't had the problem at all with. Because I mean, most products you kind of have that problem to some extent. I mean, most water-based products, but from those two lines, like it's always been good. And it's actually probably just because the fact that like the product isn't so like gel-like. But anyways, with my hair all slicked back on the sides, good enough, go ahead and start forming the pomp. Damn. And in all honesty, I think I'm already done. So as you guys can already tell, it's more of like a classic like traditional pompadour. I mean, like my sides are puffing out a little bit, but rather they just have like a nice like natural curve to them, rather than just like slick and like stuck to my like sides of my head. The part is made beautifully, and the pomp itself is at like an average, slightly above average height, and it has a really just nice spherical shape to it. Everything looks really clean and real nice. And also, now that my back's in length, it should also be like kind of neat back here, though I do need a haircut. Um, so overall, actually this thing just totally impressed me a lot, because with the hard cream, like it did take a little bit of crafting, a little bit of extra work to style. I think it took more time to style just because of it was a hard cream, so it emphasized more the hold, which meant it kind of got drier and kind of got really grippy. This product still like maintains like a wetness and moistness to it, which makes it really easy to style. So as far as I'm aware right now, Baxter, when it comes to their entire hairline, it's actually their like soft water and like their normal cream pomade, like the lighter like products that really stand out and are really worth notice. Like the soft water, that thing is worth notice. Like that's something I would honestly wear on the daily, and this is something I would probably wear just on the daily for just like a lighter style, just on a lighter day. But we'll see how this thing does overall in terms of endurance and stuff, because if a product can't last an entire day, then that also becomes another issue that basically negates how good this product performed either way. So anyway, summing it up, I mean, we got like good applications, really soft and nice. The textures, similar to Anchor's Teddy Boy Max, have even softer, more of a lotion type of feel to it. The scent is a nice citrus like musk. It's the same scent as we see with the rest of the Baxter line. Very refreshing, really clean. The strength is honestly like a medium light. It does give you strength and control in the right way. The strength doesn't overbear the control it offers you. The slickness is good. I don't see many stray hairs right now. It is a cream pomade, so slickness isn't the priority of the product. It's supposed to give you texture and like kind of volume without too much weight. And also, lastly, the shine. I'm expecting kind of any sort of shine to go away. It's a very like naturally matte product, so whatever your hair has as its natural sheen, it will show through. But So we're done, and go ahead, go throughout my day and come back and I'll talk about the endurance and whatnot. So have a good Saturday, guys, and I'll see you later. Alright guys, so I'm back from my day now. Let's go ahead and look over the hair, and as you can obviously tell right away, this isn't much of a pomp anymore. So I did have to change my tire today, so imagine me basically on my knees, head underneath the car, like moving my head around, and basically doing all this in the hot sun. So definitely the pomp would give way. This is something we expect, it's not a surprise. Only like the heaviest oil bases and some of the most ridiculously heavy like water-based products might survive that type of like environment, that type of abuse. So it turning out like this isn't much of a surprise, and something we have to kind of just be like, yeah, that's reasonable, and we would have to restyle it later in the day. However, I wanted to give you guys an honest review, so I didn't want to fix up my hair too much and stuff like that, and also didn't want to have to reapply product and then represent it to you guys there, because that would just be like a lie. So all in all, this is a lightweight product. So like on the other days I've tried it before this review, it does last for the majority of the day. So around 6 or 4 p.m. that's when it about starts giving way, and that's about the time then you start really noticing the pomp to sag. It won't survive physical activity and stuff, so if you guys are playing sports or you guys are doing like PE during like the school day or whatever you guys are still doing or at that age, this is going to be an issue. But if you're like me, you're an engineer or something, you work in the office for the majority of the time, then it won't be an issue at all. Like, you'll be more than fine. What else? The hardening, it does harden up a little bit, like just a little bit, not as much as the hard cream pomade at all. The hard cream pomade kind of got into a little crustiness similar to JS Sloan, and this product never ever reaches that point, so that's really good. It makes it a lot easier to restyle, especially with a little bit of water, but either way, it still remains pretty malleable. And lastly, in terms of rinsing it out, it washes out completely, not a problem at all. And the nice thing about the entire Baxter of California line is that it's not like Suavecito Firme where it dries your hair out and makes it feel unhealthy. This product stays pretty, like, it's not this product, but rather once it rinses out, your hair still feels pretty healthy and everything's good. So overall, like, this is my second favorite from the Baxter's line so far. Soft water pomade on top, of course, and then this cream pomade. Like, it's definitely something good. In terms of like a texture product, this is probably one of the best ones I've tried so far. The other ones have been really disappointing, but this one actually has a lightness and stays true to the texture by allowing you to basically just put a little bit of hold in your hair and enough to kind of let your hair kind of decide on its own where it's going to sit and kind of have a naturalness to it. So overall, I definitely recommend trying it out. And this is, again, Baxter California Cream Pomade. If you guys are looking for something similar, like the hard cream pomade, of course, is a similar product. It's a stronger version. The Damon Barber is also comparable, just because it's like lightness and the water-based pomade, kind of just that overall characteristics that come from a water-based product. And lastly, if you guys want like a terrible version of this product, like kind of like an example of something done wrong, it'll be like Uppercut Featherweight, which is like the same thing, a texture product. However, like the strength or the stickiness is just like overkill, and so you kind of lose that texturedness by basically you're not able to style your hair comfortably anymore, and also instead of providing texture, your hair just like sticks to itself and kind of doesn't sit in like a very natural way. But yeah, so this has been Cream Pomade by Baxter of California. Hope you guys got something from review. Other than that, take care.